Shut up and sit down.
All right, welcome back. It's me.
Yeah, I'm about to say, welcome back, Cotter.
Hey, everybody. How you doing? This is an episode of Dope N Dharma. I almost forgot what the name of this show is.
Well, it's going to be all of them. We're going to put it everywhere. Everybody needs to know we're back and in charge.
Dharma Time. It's the Couch Live. It's Dope N Dharma. It's whatever.
It's whatever you want it to be at this point.
Anyway, I just got back from physical therapy, so I'm a little sore, wore out.
I see that.
Yeah. All right, so we got to just get right into it. We only got a 30-minute window here that we can use, so let's use it.
Let's do it.
You know, I know I've been out of the loop. I haven't shown anything really. I've been on. I posted a couple little things, but I haven't read any comments. I gotta admit, Trinity, I haven't read not one comment. I mean, probably since my birthday. Actually, I think I you know, it was my birthday time where it got really bad, and so let me just go ahead and tell the story, and then
sure.
And then I'll explain. So first of all, for the people that have watched the show for a while, watch any of our shows, knows that for 4 years I've been saying something about pain. Haven't really talked a lot about it, but whenever we talk about pain, whenever it gets brought up, I've been saying that I had some pain. And Trinity, you know, as a good friend of mine, as well as a partner, that I had been saying when that pain started about 4 years ago, I said, man, I felt like something was going on in my neck, but I felt like it was serious. And so I got a little,
right.
I didn't want to go check, you know.
And I told you for 4 years to go check. I just want to put that out there. Dana, if you're listening, I was on your side.
Yep. Dana did too. Dana made multiple appointments to physicians. I broke multiple appointments to physicians. Canceled them because I didn't have insurance. And you know, and that's another story. I mean, I was going without insurance because I hadn't needed a physician for a very long time. I was self-paying all my medical care. Hell, I self-paid my last surgery when I broke my pinky. I self-paid that surgery. I think I self-paid my shoulder surgery. So I was like, you know, I don't need health care, and that was dumb. It's not recommended, but I was so frustrated when it went up to $1,800 a month. You know, back in the day, that I just didn't want to just keep throwing money at insurance. And so I knew that if I'd go to the doctor, I felt like if I went to the doctor, Trinity, that they were going to say something serious, and then they were going to want to do MRIs and all that stuff. And I was like, I know that's $1,000.
Yes.
I've paid that before. So
even with insurance, it's expensive.
So I didn't want to do it. So I was like, you know, maybe it'll just go away. And then around year 3, between year 3 and 4, I was so used to being in pain. So, you know, I was just so used to it that I just even ignored it more. But I also got a little, when I started having left arm issues, like left arm and left leg, when they started dragging a little bit, wasn't moving like normal, I felt a little confused sometimes. I felt like not everything was coming out as clear out of my head. I felt really cluttered. I started feeling like, oh man, maybe it's something more serious. But then people would make comments like, oh, this is what a pinched nerve feels like. And it started sounding like, I don't Google issues. I don't Google. First of all, I don't Google.
That's a good thing.
It's a hole, right?
No matter what you have, it's cancer.
I will diagnose myself with some serious, right? So
it's always cancer.
Right. So when people started saying pinched nerve, I was kind of hopeful and was like, all right, maybe that's all it is. And then eventually it'll unpinch itself, right?
Okay.
I know. So I started like doing little things at home, doing stretching exercises and all kinds of stuff that I started doing behind the scenes that I didn't talk about, because I figured, all right, I'm gonna stretch this out, and then it's gonna go away. Well, it got a lot more severe, and I think people started noticing that I was walking funny. Again, my left leg would drag sometimes, and I would look like I had a stroke.
Kaiser Sose.
Yeah, and then about a few months ago, I was in Miami, and I was taking a shower. I was down there to speak, and I couldn't lift up my arm at all. And I had like an emotional breakdown there for a second. You know, and I'm thinking, did I just have a stroke and not know it? And I started getting really afraid that something serious happened, and that I allowed it to go too long, and something bad happened. But I still went to work that night, still did some other stuff, and I still, even after all that, still continued to ignore it and not do what I had to do. Then on my birthday, I came back from a trip from Mississippi, which while I was on the stage in Mississippi, it was like a breaking point. I was on stage in Mississippi speaking, and I turned a certain way, or I did a certain thing, and I felt like I had been feeling like I have to urinate, like frequently. That, and all of a sudden I turned a certain way, and I not only did I get a pain, like real short pain, but I felt like, oh my God, I have to go to the bathroom. And I'm on stage, man. I just started, so I held it the entire time while I was doing this presentation, and I was dying inside. I mean, I was dying so bad on the inside that as soon as I was done, it was one of those things you're acting,
Sure.
and then when it's over, I'm like, I looked to the guy that brought me in, and I said, you got to get me off the stage, man. I got to go. You got to get me out of here. And so people are coming up, and I'm saying hi to them, and they're asking questions, and I'm trying real hard to just answer the questions and be friendly and be nice. But in my head, I'm thinking, bro, you got to get me out of here. You got to treat me like Elvis right now, bro. Elvis has to leave the building, right?
Right.
And I couldn't get out of there fast enough, but I did. Luckily, finally I got out, and he's like, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" And I was like, "Dude, I don't know, but something really weird happened up there. I lost my place in my head. I had this momentary lapse. It never happens to me on stage where I got a complete blank. I couldn't think. I couldn't process where I was anymore. And these little tiny things were like more severe. So then, my birthday is the next day. I fly back into town. My whole family's coming into town. We go to Epcot for birthday. I'm still, again, Trinity. As soon as I start feeling just a little bit better, I ignore it.
Sure.
So I get out of the car at the parking lot at Epcot, and I'm with my whole family, and I start walking a few steps, and I have to pee, but I have to pee like now. And I'm feeling like I'm about to piss in my pants, bro. I'm making that. You know the distance at these theme parks from where you park to where the gate is.
Yep.
It's forever. And I'm thinking. So I bent over like I normally would, and every time I bend over, I know it goes away. But when I stand straight up, I'd have to go to the bathroom. So I kept bending over. My daughters are, everybody's laughing at me, joking. I bust a lot of balls, so of course they're gonna bust mine, right? But they know I'm serious, man, because I'm showing some vulnerability here, so they know something's like for real here. So my kids are really cool about it, and we get there eventually to the gate, and we get a wheelchair. My oldest daughter Dahlia gets me right to the bathroom. I go to the bathroom, no accidents, and get back. And my dad is getting a chair, so I get a chair. So my mom says, I'll get you a chair. So she got me one of those electric things. I said, screw it, man. I'm gonna do like my dad, man. Me and him just push around our little electric chairs. Brother,
My buddy.
Bro, no less than 50 times did I have to go to the bathroom at Epcot within that, period, whatever that time period was. I don't even know the time period, but from it was like no less than 50 times, if not more. And I noticed that when I would say things, sometimes my kids would correct me and say, they would like repeat what I said, and I was like, I didn't say that, but I guess I did. But I was like, damn. So when I get home, I'm really having like fearful thoughts in my head throughout Epcot and when I get home. But it's my birthday, so I'm playing it off. But in my head, I'm thinking, I think I did have a stroke. Something serious just happened. I'm losing my mind. I got to go get this checked. So I go to filming the next day, right? The next Monday, whatever it was. And we're filming. And I'm filming some people. And again, my left leg is dragging. I look like crap. I can't really handle it. I'm still doing the Hope-a-thon work, right? Getting ready for that Hope-a-thon. I'm still doing recording. But in my head, I'm thinking, I can't move. And luckily, telemed clinics, a business that I have some really good partners in, I was at their office, Trinity. So I was at that office. And they're looking at me and they're like, you got to go to the doctor today, man. I mean, they've already made accommodations for me to make sure I got health insurance. So by this time, I already have health insurance. I just haven't gone now.
Right.
And they're like, you got to go. I mean, you just got to go to the doctor today. And I still had one more interview that day. And I think it was you, right? It was you?
Yeah, myself and Aaron.
Yeah. And so
it was me, Aaron, and the sheriff for, I think it was Volusia County.
Right.
It was Volusia or Seminole. I don't remember.
Yeah. So I kept doing the interviews, but while I'm doing them, Trinity, I felt like I was decomping right there and then, man. I felt like I'm not going to make the day. I'm going to have a stroke, So again, I'm kind of pushing it in and kind of, trying to play macho, I guess. But I said, I got to go. So I get in the car and I start going to the hospital right there in Sanford. And then I called Dana. I said, I'm just going to go to the emergency room. And she's like, well, then come over here. So, I go to New Smyrna instead. I pick up Dana and we go to the emergency room. That's its own nightmare, man, going to the emergency. But
Yep.
whatever. So I go to the emergency room. And while I'm going through all these tests, I get my MRIs and everything. Nobody's saying anything except, you got to stay the night. It's like, all right, well, I've already been here all day. Pretty much it felt like. So I guess, all right, stay the night and let someone read these results, whatever. I don't know what they saw. They haven't told me anything. The next day goes, oh, you got to stay another day because you got to see the neurologist. I'm thinking, all right, so something's there, but they're not telling me what it is. I'll wait another day to see a neurologist. Okay.
Nope.
I wait the next day because now I get another CAT scan, I get MRIs, I get all these more tests, chest X-rays, everything. So I stay another day. Nobody comes and sees me, Trinity, just the regular doctor. So the neurologist never came, and so at the end of the day, it's like 4 p.m. He's not coming now. They always come early.
Yep.
And so everybody says, "Oh, he left." I'm like, "Left? Yeah, he didn't come see you." Oh, okay. And then these people come in and they start talking about inpatient rehab. And they start talking to me. These young girls are coming in. And they go, "Oh, okay, well, let's see you walk." And I can't at this moment anymore. My ability to stand up is gone. It takes me 2 times to stand up every time. I couldn't do the movements they were asking me to do. They go, "Yeah, you're going to need inpatient rehab." Just like, and I was like, "Wait a minute, what do you mean inpatient rehab?" And as I'm questioning them, they're kind of looking at each other like, "Does he not know he's staying?" And I'm thinking, "Look, what is going on? Somebody talk to me." You know what I mean? And then a guy comes in with a wheelchair, goes, "All right, we're ready to take you down for more tests." I'm like, "Wait, all right, hold up. What more tests are we doing? What is happening here?" And they go, I just transport."
Yeah.
So I get in the wheelchair. I go for another MRI. Now, mind you, this is like the 3rd MRI at this point. The 3rd. So, and I already had 1 CAT scan and another MRI. So I go in for my other MRI, and the ladies, it's the same ladies for each MRI. And I look at them. I said, why do I keep coming down here? And they're like, and they look at each other. They look at me and they go, "You don't know?" And I'm like, "No, what?" And look, I feel it right now when they say it because I remember the emotion I was feeling.
Sure.
When you have 2 people look at each other, and they see something, right?
Yep.
I can tell by the way they're looking at me, and they go, "You don't know?" And they go, "Listen, after we get this test, you need to go up there. You need to demand to see the doctor, and you need to demand to know what's going on because you have a right to know." Dude, I mean, right there.
Horrible. That's horrible.
Dude, I feel it now.
Of course.
I feel that emotion now while I'm telling the story. I was so scared at that moment.
Hell yeah.
I had never been more scared in my life. In my life, man. I was terrified. I'm thinking, I didn't want to ask any more questions. I didn't want to ask. I did not want to know at that point in time from them. I just wanted to get the test over with and get back upstairs.
Hell yeah.
And do exactly what they said. While I'm in that machine, getting that MRI, Trinity, I mean, I was just an emotional breakdown. I was breaking down.
Sure.
I never felt that kind of fear. I never felt that kind of anxiety. Nothing ever felt like that. And I'm just in this machine doing the damn MRI. I get out of it and they go, "Well, now you have to do another CT scan." And now, oh my God. So I can't go upstairs. Now I'm getting pissed with my everything. So then the lady comes in and goes, "Well, no, because we need contrast, and you just did contrast, so now we got to wait another day." I'm like, "All right, just get me upstairs, please. Just get me upstairs. We'll deal with this." So as soon as I get upstairs, I ask my nurse. My nurse is really cool there. Advent Health is amazing, by the way. I go upstairs and I say, "Listen, I have to speak to the physician. I have not seen the neurologist. It's been 4 days or whatever. I keep on getting told I'm going to see something. Something's happening and nobody's talking to you. Just please get me there." She goes, "You're absolutely correct." And then her face tells me she knows something too because she's nodding the whole time. And she's going, "I will make sure that you get someone to talk to you." She leaves. Within minutes, she comes back with her cell phone, and it's my doctor. And he just flat out, boom, "Here's what it is. I'm sorry that you didn't see the neurologist today. Here's the situation. You have a meningioma. 94% chance that it's benign. However, it's in a very compromising place. It's in a place where it needs to be removed immediately. Our hospital is not equipped to deal with your situation. It's a very delicate and difficult procedure. We do not have a neurosurgeon here on staff that can handle this, so we're going to send you to another Advent Health. I've already been making arrangements. So even though all day you've felt like you have not been seen, I can assure you that all day long, I've been working and speaking with the neurosurgeon on your behalf, showing the images that we've been taking, and there is a plan in place. I can assure you that. I said, thank you very much. But I said, this neurologist that you're talking about, by the way, I know this guy gets business from you guys because, he's not an Advent Health employee, but he's on this paper and he's supposed to come see me. I said, so can you use that weight a little bit and tell that person, you should know that the anxiety that I'm feeling because he just did not come and communicate. That's it. Right. He just needed to come and communicate. So he goes, you're absolutely right. He hangs up. Within 15 minutes, the neurologist shows up in person. Like he just came from dinner. He's still kind of like picking his teeth from dinner, right? And he says the same thing. He goes, look, man. He kind of sits back in the chair right in front of me. He goes, bottom line is exactly like the doctor told you. We can't take care of you here. I keep asking him questions. He goes, look, I'm a neurologist. I'm not a neurosurgeon. You need a neurosurgeon at this point. You need someone like me afterwards. But at this point, this is way too complicated for this hospital. This is way too delicate of a procedure for this hospital. We can't do it here, so we got to send you away. He goes, I'll make sure. He goes, I can tell you this. You know what? You won't spend another night here. I'll make sure you get out of here tonight. We'll get you transported tonight. I'm like, good. Let's go handle this, man. Let's go. Right. Whatever this is, let's go handle it. 'Cause at this point, now Dana's Googling meningoma.
Of course.
It's good information, right? It's like benign. I like the word benign.
Yeah. Well, my wife knew what it was immediately because she said she had a friend who had one in her lower back.
Yeah, apparently it's a woman's thing. Apparently a lot of women get it. So it's, me and you now have had female procedures type of things, Trinity. So me and you both our empathy has made us female.
It's all the women we live with, bro. That's what it is.
So they transport me in an ambulance. An hour or two later, get me over. Expensive. Yeah. Look, dude, you're a blessed person if you can remember the ride in an ambulance, and it's not an emergency situation. It's just a transport, right. But they're like 15-year-olds in this damn ambulance, man. I'm like, dude. First of all, I can't even believe that y'all work in an ambulance because y'all. I don't even think they can grow a mustache. I really don't. But so we go. As soon as I get there, bro, when I finally met, let's fast forward. When I finally met Dr. Jesna Sublet, and she broke it down, and she showed me the image. Trinity, a lot of times, or I think I've always used the example that in our space of treating people with addiction or mental health issues, we don't have an MRI. We don't have a CAT scan. We don't have an X-ray. So when we tell people, look, your life is in jeopardy, you need help, and we're here to help you, that it always has to be like, you could always dismiss it because you don't see it. Yep. Because you don't see it. And so you could be losing your job, you could be losing your family, you could be losing everything. You could be shooting up, but yet you still, because you don't see an X-ray or you don't see something, and we just tell you, all you got to do is counsel, even if it's just counsel, I can do it differently. But I've always said that if they show you something like a tumor on your freaking brain, within seconds, you're going to say, yes, go ahead and cut my brain open.
Do what you got to do.
Within seconds. Yeah, do what you got to do. Get it out of there. Well, at that moment, I'm in that situation. And as Dr. Sublet is talking, and she's showing me this freaking thing that looks that big on that, you saw it, I posted it. And it's wrapped around my spinal cord, and it's going up into my skull. And she's saying, I'm going to cut some of your skull. No, you're not going to get it back. I'm going to cut these bones, because at first it was going to be 3 vertebrae. We're going to cut C1, C2, C3. You don't need the backs of those anyway. Those are going to be gone. I'm not going to get the bones back, by the way, Trinity. You never get them back. I'm thinking, yeah.
Whatever. Whatever you got to do.
Can we do it now?
Yeah.
I'm in that situation that I always tell people about, that if they start telling you we're going to cut your brain open, regardless of bro, she starts reading out, you can get fully paralyzed. You could bleed out in surgery. You could have your spinal fluid can start bleeding. We'll have to stop the procedure immediately. You can lose function. It's just every single this is a high real estate area. Every function below your brain is impacted by this, and it's wrapped around. I can't promise you anything, but I said, Dr. Sublet, I said, I just got to know one thing. I said, have you done this before? And she said, yes, many times, and this is specifically what I've trained in. I said, okay.
It's good.
I said,
it's good.
I said, do you feel confident? I'm not asking a guarantee. I'm not asking you to promise me that I'll wake up and I won't be paralyzed and I'll be able to move and all that. But I'm asking you, do you feel confident that you could do this procedure? she looked at me, man, with the confidence that I so much appreciate. And she goes, I absolutely feel confident that I could do this. If I did not feel confident I could do this, I would not do it. She goes, and then that's how it. And I said, then do it. Let's do it. So we were going to go in and have this emergency surgery, right? And then I was going to go, I guess, later that day. That didn't work out. I got to wait a whole day.
Yep.
And it's like that whole day. So I'm a basket case at this. Then I got family coming in town. Everybody's coming in town now. Now that they knew surgeries, everybody's coming. You know, Zoe came from FAU. My parents came from Tampa. My brother came from Sarasota or Siesta Key. Dana's there with Dahlia and John. Everybody's in town. And I'm just thinking. I'm not saying anything anymore, man. I'm just like sitting in my space. And then the whole day goes by. And right before going in, Trinity, and it took a whole day. And luckily, right before going in, even because of the delay, she was able to then get another surgeon, the chief surgeon, to join her in the surgery.
Oh, nice.
She's telling me it was going to last 6 to 8 hours. I'm thinking, 8 hours of freaking surgery, man.
That's a lot, man.
I'm thinking, I couldn't help it. Every time that she would come to visit me, I couldn't help but like look at her hands to see if it was still.
Right.
Like if she had any kind of shake or shiver, anything. And anyway, man, after I went in, anyone that's ever had one of those moments, and you just know that it's like, this is a life-changing moment right now. You know, she's telling me that don't be alarmed if I wake up with a trach, or if I wake up with a feeding tube, or after the feeding tube and it doesn't really work and my body's not performing properly, then I'll get the trach afterwards. After I'm awake, they might have to do a trach. I'm already picturing me looking at like that smoker.
Well, I'm already calling you Kuatu.
I'm picturing me talking with the machine. I'm picturing the worst. And when I woke up, man, from that, I don't remember it, but I did. My family says, I don't remember the first 12 hours when I woke up.
Yeah, of course.
But when I guess everybody was there, and they said that all I was saying is I did it. That I was moving my legs and I was moving my arms. And Trinity, I wasn't able to do this before going into surgery.
Oh wow!
Right on. I wasn't able to raise my arm. Look at my left arm, man.
That's awesome.
I can't do everything that I want to do, and I'm still numb all over my body like I've been for the past year. I'm more numb in some areas than others, unfortunately. Different areas than I was for the past year. Don't even start, man. Don't even start. That's not even a cool. That's not even cool.
You
son of a bitch. But I'm just not. I'm not 100%, and it sucks. But I'm alive. I did not have a stroke. It was benign. And then now the only thing is, do I need radiation therapy? Unfortunately, they did find another one.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Yeah, they did find another one.
That
it's
sucks.
not in. It's that one is directly through here. If they had to do the surgery, it's going to go directly through here.
Oof.
But that could be very many years away from now, and it's not in the same kind of high real estate area. And she said the other one took a long time to grow. So here are the positives, Trinity. So I want to focus on the positive, not cancerous. There's a lot of people out there that get worse news than I got. I'm not paralyzed. I will get I got my mobility back. Is it 100%? No, but I got mobility back. Anything that's not working, hell, they got shit for that. And it'll work, man. I'm working hard on my PT, boy. Everything's gonna be working. I can walk. I never thought I cared about walking. I used to joke about I really don't care about walking and running anyway. But brother, you should see me at PT. I'm working out like, dude, when it's over, I'm gonna be more built than you. So you better watch it.
Bring it.
Working.
Let's do it.
And I'm not. I thought I was gonna be 3 inches shorter when she said take out 3 bones, but I'm not. Apparently the bones, you got the front bones still, so apparently the height doesn't change. I thought it was gonna be like Ram Man. My dad's making fun of me. My dad's like, you don't have a neck already, so he goes, your neck is gonna be flat.
That's funny.
My dad was busting my balls going into the surgery. Man. He's like, your neck's gonna be. He goes, I already think you look like Danny DeVito. He goes, now you're gonna really look like Danny DeVito. No.
Well, I told you my nickname for you is Kuatu, the guy from Total Recall with the thing growing out of his belly.
That's horrible, though. So there's a lot of positives, man. There's a lot of positives, and my kids still have me. My wife still has me, And I've learned so many different things about myself and about perspective and about fear. Um, and thankfully, I had a program of recovery prior to this, in a program of psychology, of social understanding, of just philosophy on life and my spirituality before this. That I think I mean, there was one day that was like a very strong depression day, which I haven't felt that level of depression probably ever in my life. Um, and I got through that day. Um, and I can't tell you the kind of just things that you can't control when it seems like something in your nerves are just creating just a down, like, oh my God, I can't even smile. I can't be happy. I don't even want to see anybody. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to do anything. Dude, I haven't even been on social media. I posted those things, but that's I felt like I had to say something, man, because if
Right.
not, people in my situation, when you're in recovery and stuff, people just think, oh, you must have got high and you left. You know what I mean? We've had that conversation, Trinity, where people like me we don't
Yep.
have the ability to just disappear without people thinking something bad
Yeah.
like that. And I wanted people to know that's not it. You know what I mean? Don't, because I feel like when you help so many people, um, it's like people do depend on you to stay straight. You know what I mean?
Right.
They depend on you. And I've never been this vulnerable. I don't think ever in my life. Um, and so it was just, I knew I'd break down. Like I said, I'm feeling it now. I've never been this emotional since I've been like 13 or 14
Some serious shit, though.
in my life, man.
I mean, we're not talking about a stub toe here. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. But so it's just a difference in perspective. I know I talked the whole time and had short time, but man,
That's what it's about, man. I think that.
I want to at least tell you the story.
Yeah.
What happened. At least it's out there. And people, if you've sent me messages and you've made comments on my post, I'm not ignoring it. I just couldn't really read it yet, to be honest. I just couldn't really read it yet. It makes me feel all types of ways. I mean, the way that people have been reaching out has been amazing. What I learned, Trinity, is back when I first got with Dana. You've heard me say that she loved me before I learned to love myself. That's a very common thing I've been saying, because that's what I learned about me and Dana, right? Because I did. It's not important what I've done in my life. It's just I did a lot of really bad things to people, and I felt like a piece of shit for so many years, right? And so Dana loved me when I still felt like shit, right? And so in this process, what I learned is, as good as I've been able to now accept positive feedback about myself, in this situation when I was as vulnerable and as needy of just a hug, just some love, just like a prayer, a good vibration, somebody just saying, well wishes, I needed it.
Right.
And it was hard to accept it. It was hard to get it, but I had to ask for it. I had to get it. And I didn't have to read it. I knew that just by asking for it, the people were doing it. I just knew people were doing it. And that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say from my own perspective, I did my best to stay in touch as often as I could, while at the same token trying to appreciate the gravity and the how scattered everything was going to be. I had a lot of people reaching out to me. I told people what I felt that I could reasonably, because I was trying to, be respectful of privacy, things of that nature. It's not my story to tell. So if anybody's watching this that reached out to me, I might have fibbed a little bit by telling you I didn't know certain things that I did, only because it just wasn't my place to tell. But we were all concerned. I was desperately trying to get in there to see you before we left, man, but being pushed back a day was just hard because, we had a schedule to leave. But yeah, you mean a lot to a lot of people, man. A lot of people called me, and I could hear it in their voices. There was definitely a lot of people who were very, very concerned and worried. And I think that's a testament to the life you're living now. And I can say that I relate in the sense that I totally get what it feels like to feel like you've done a lot of really horrible things, and you do a lot of time helping other people. And so to have a genuine flow of like love and energy coming towards you, it can be overwhelming. It can feel weird, and but you deserve every bit of it, man. I think that's a testament. I think that's you've come a long ways in your life, and I think that you're seeing proof of all that right now. Like I said, I remember my moment, my very first moment, that when I started kind of making a turn in my own life, was when Jeremy, sent me that text. Like a whole bunch of stuff was going on. He's like, "Man, you're so zen right now." I'm like, "Oh my God, it's the first time in my life." So I think that the outpouring of support and stuff that you're getting right now is just a testament that you're in the right lane, man. you're in the right lane. You're doing the right things for the right people. And I think we're all thankful that you're out. And I agree. Today was mostly just kind of a reintroduction, just to let everybody know that we're all still here, and we'll get the show going. But I think it was needed, and I'm glad we did it, man. People need to know.
Yeah, I thought I was past that as far as like I don't know what guilt feels like, but apparently this might be it. You know, um, but I thought I was past that. I thought I'd grown past that, but something like this really brought it back. As far as being able to say, "No, man, you are deserving," but it's like hard.
Sure.
It's like hard. It's just something that it went in there and it dug that out of Pandora's box. You know what I mean? Dug that out of Pandora's box, and so I'll get through it. Luckily, I got a great support system. People like yourself and so many countless others that if I start naming, I'll forget some, or you might not hear your name, and I don't want you to feel bad. So I'd rather not say any except for the one that's right in front of me, because that's easy. Trinity, because you're right in front of me.
Sure.
But obviously, my family and friends and everybody, all the friends that I still never met in person that I know that are friends out there. It's cool. Y'all know who you are. But I really appreciate everything, and the goal is to try to go into the radio station on Monday.
It's a lofty goal. Let's see what happens.
I've been driving. I've driven twice.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, you told me, what was it? I think it was earlier this week or last, whatever day it was. You told me that. I'm like, okay.
I drove to PT Wednesday. I drove to PT today. I mean, I can.
Right on.
I can move my neck enough to look right and left. I mean, hey, this is more than I was able to do for years. By the way, I was driving I was doing this stuff. Right
on. Well, you heard it here first, kids. We might be in studio on Monday night at WOKB 1680.
Right. So anyway, and the Hope-a-thon did get postponed.
Till January.
It wasn't supposed to be postponed, but Tom gave me a call. Dr. Tom Hall from Orange County gave me a call. I don't know, right before he went on his vacation. He says, "Listen, just so you know, I'd rather postpone this." He goes, "I want you there. It's not the same without you. And I didn't want to make it about me. I say, well, it's not about me, bro. It's and he says, well, you say that, but it kind of is, because you're the host, and you came up with it, and it just wouldn't be the same, and whatever." And I was like, he goes, "Would you mind if we cancel?" I said, "Man, you're gonna have to make that call, Tom." I said, I can't do that, because that'll feel self-serving. Like, oh, I can't be there. So
yeah.
I'm like, no, Tom, you can do it. I'm trying to pump them up at the same time. You can do it. You can host it.
Sure.
You got Trinity. You got so many other people. You got David. The staff over there at Telemed Clinics did a lot of good videos. We got all the videos, man. We did all the work. We got all the videos. We got, so we got, it'll happen. It can still happen. And he was like, nah. So he did it. So thank you, Tom, for doing that. If you watch this at all, but I appreciate that, because then I do want to be there. But I didn't.
Of course. Of course.
So we'll still have it in January. Look, the key factor is my oldest daughter gets married in February, and that biggest fear of not being there in February, that's gone now. And dude, you don't know this. Well, I mean, you might know this. So when Dahlia and John, my oldest daughter Dahlia and her fiance John got engaged, his father and me, we had a conversation. We had a good conversation, and then within a week or so, he passed away. And so I already knew, wow, man, there's going to be a dad missing at this wedding that should be there, right? And it reminded me of my wedding, because my wife's dad died before our wedding, so he never got to see us, get married. And so I'm thinking, man, John's not going to have his dad there. And I'm thinking, then when they told me this, I'm thinking, whoa. They're going to lose both parents before the wedding? So that was weighing heavily on me. The fact that I got to make it to this wedding, man. I got to be there for this wedding. So, anyway, like I said, so many thoughts. But there's so many of you out there that have had things happen to them and had situations. And I know I've probably missed a lot of that. There's probably so many people going through stuff right now. So I apologize that I'm not myself and I can't reach out to you and wish you well and your healing and stuff. I know Julie had a fall in New Orleans, and she broke some ribs in her tailbone, so she's recovered from that. Julie, I wish you well. I hope you get better soon. I mean, that's hard. That's hard to hear. And I wish I could be there more for you right now. But on a positive note, Trinity, you still put some people in treatment though. I think the day after surgery, this person calls. No one. I just went through this. No one. This dude knew, and he goes, "Hey, can you help me get this person in treatment?" I'm thinking, yeah, all right, I'm just gonna get out of myself for a little bit, and just do this. Even though I was like, everybody's mad. Like,
Yeah.
my wife is like, "Don't they know?" I'm like, just let me do this.
Well, I remember that's the other thing was people kept reaching out and saying, "Did you hear it? Did you hear it?" I'm like, in my head I'm thinking, yeah, because I already talked to Dana about it. But I was like, I was trying to respect the bubble. You know what I mean? So I was just like, no, like But yeah, it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't shock me.
Yeah.
But
so,
that's just once again though, that's just a testament to how important the role is that you play in people's lives, man. So. Yeah. I'm not too shocked about that. Having said that, I do play the role of daddy and chauffeur, so we do have to start getting off here so I can go grab the little ones.
I'm done for now, man. I appreciate it. I know there's probably some comments that I'm not looking at and stuff. Are there any comments I should address before?
Just a lot of support, man. Everybody's just happy to see your mug.
Thank you all very much. I appreciate you. I really do. I mean, each and every one of you. You have no idea. Because I know I can feel it. I can feel all the love. I really can. I don't need to read not a damn one of them. Just know that I can feel it all, man. And I appreciate it.
Right on.
I'm gonna come back so much stronger and louder.
Oh boy.
So much louder. So.
Right on. Well, you want to sign us out, man? It's not Couch Live, but we can still get a taco if you want.
Adios, amigos. It's time for a taco. Goodbye.
Peace.